welcome to Taylor's Take, Week 7 edition. Kyle Howard here with Ben Taylor, the skipper for the Mat-Su Miners. How are you doing today, Ben?
Good, Kyle. How are you?
Doing fantastic, thank you. Another big week for you guys, 4-1 overall in the week this year after you go on and sweep the Gold Painters now after last year falling to them at the top of the World Series and to sweep them. How does that feel to be able to get that off your back now to be able to sweep them in the season series this year?
Well, it felt good, but that's a tough place. I was more proud of the fact that we swept them up at their place. That's a really tough place to play, and it's a long road trip. And you know, the Panthers compete really hard, especially at home, and it was awesome for the guys to be able to get that accomplished.
And not only did you do that, you also clinched the NL Division Tuesday night up there. Talk about that and how important that is to do so early.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, it allows us to set some things up and kind of, finalize some things and look at some things a little more seriously. And, it was another cool accomplishment for these kids.
And during one of those games also, Chris Hall had an inside-the-park home run. He hit one in the right center field gap. How many of those have you seen in your life?
Oh, man, maybe 2 or 3. It doesn't happen a whole lot.
Chris bucking around the bases, got a lot of speed, doesn't he?
Yeah, he can really fly.
Perfect. And on the way up there, you got to go and visit Mount McKinley. You get to see that on the way up there, and then you stop on the way back after.
Mm-hmm.
While you're up there, also seeing the northernmost Denny's, getting a visit up there as well. Talk about these road trip experiences and what that is to build chemistry for the team and get to see things that they might not normally get to see.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, the trip up to Fairbanks it's really beautiful, and you go through Denali National Park, and the kids get to see that, and just the mountains in general, and yeah, the scenery on the way up there is pretty amazing.
And while you're up there, you're also hearing about Zach Plunkett breaking his finger. He's now been sent home. His left hand had a broken finger. Now you'll be down a catcher. Talk about that and how that changes the dynamics of that as well.
Well, I mean, it's a luxury. I mean, we're really disappointed for Zach. He was a big part of our success, and I think we went 9-1 in the 10 games that he caught for us. So, I mean, that's big. He was a big contributor, and we're going to miss him. And, I mean, it's a luxury to have 3 catchers, so now we're kind of like everybody else. We have 2, so but we feel really good about who we have and where we are going forward.
And also, this past week, Friday night, marked the 1,312 fans showing up for it. That's the record crowd since GM Pete Christopher's been there. Talk about the playoff atmosphere you had that night and how special that is to have before the top of the World Series.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. I mean, the people are really getting behind us. I mean, they're always behind us here. This is the Valley's team, but I think people know that there's something really special about this team, and the crowds have shown that accordingly.
And in that same game, Niles Nygaard with the go-ahead double on Friday, which leads the team now with 10. Talk about that moment and taking the lead then as the Miners had fallen behind 2-1 at the time. He hits a double down the right field line. It's the go-ahead double at that point. The Miners won the game because of that.
Yeah, and that's Niles. I mean, I think he's clipping along right around 280, and he's been pretty steady all year for us. And he's a big reason for our success, both defensively and offensively. And for Niles to get that big hit, I'm sure he felt really good about it. And I know the guys. He's a really popular guy in the clubhouse, so I know the guys were really excited for him.
And you're off to Kenai this week after 4 home games here consecutively after the 2 with the Chinooks. What is the focus of the team as the regular season starts to wind down toward the top of the World Series?
Well, I mean, we have a lot of things left to accomplish. And we've got to stay in routine and stay locked in. And, guys got to approach each game as if it was early in the year. And it's not easy to do, but, I mean, that's the challenge that they're faced with, so that's what they're going to have to accomplish. It's easy to look a week ahead, but we've got, 2 really tough opponents. I mean, we play the Bucks once this week and play the Pilots 3 more times, and, we got a lot of work cut out for us this week.
Sure. And before you get there, some tough decisions going to have to be made before next week as far as the pitching rotation and such. Talk about how difficult that is, especially with such a great rotation you've had that's continued this week and throughout the entire season.
Yeah, I mean, we have, 6 All-Stars in the starting rotation and, 2 relievers, and it's going to be tough, but it's a matter of what's best for the kids and their inning totals and what's best for us as a team, and, we try and mesh the 2, and then we go from there, and I think these guys are all pretty team first, so it's going to be pretty awesome. Whoever gets the calls to throw. I know they'll be supported, and the guys will be fired up.
Any final thoughts as this week kind of descends into the top of the World Series and what you're wanting to accomplish? And you hit on that a little bit just a minute ago, but what you're wanting to accomplish this week, and as far as the players go and the chemistry goes, and getting them ready to go for the top.
Well, it's just guys staying in their routines. Hopefully this it's a little rainy today. Hopefully this subsides, and we can go play some baseball. And it's just every day's a good day to be a Mat-Su minor right now.
Perfect. And one last question for you. It's the fun question as we ask each week.
Okay.
Most impressive or most fun attraction you've been able to do on a road trip this year, after getting to see Mount McKinley this week and also seeing the northernmost Denny's? Maybe not been the most fun thing there, but something different as far as being the northernmost Denny's. What's your most fun attraction or the most fun you ever had doing anything on a road trip?
The ABL road trips, or just in general?
It could be in any. Could be. How about both?
I think the Bingo Hilton coming up at the end of this week. I think the Bingo Hilton is my favorite road trip thing of anywhere I've ever been. There's no experience like staying in the Bingo Hilton.
Something to look forward to this week then.
You bet, buddy.
Perfect. Thanks again for joining us. This is week 7 here as we descend toward the top of the World Series now. Thanks for joining us again, Coach.
Okay, buddy.
We'll be back in 1 week here, the final time of this year at least, with Kevin Peel sitting down with you next week as the Miners attempt to win the top of the World Series this year. Thanks for joining again.
Thanks, man.